like I said, today is March 13th, 2026. Yesterday, up in Summit Mall, things had got a little better. When people found out all this is for Katie's niece, Katie's family, to steal from the government. The running of frauds came on the FBI. Okay? A lot of people don't think it's funny. I had good and bad around me, of course. Go to walk in, and where they have admitted they were using hypnotic drugs on me back in August 4th, August 5th, and August 7th, August 31st. And hypnotic drugs cause a hypnotized state. They work in 45 seconds. Your conscious shuts down, you're sleepwalking. You can drive a car, you can walk, you can eat, drink, talk. Said you could even have sex and not remember it. And that's where the drugs and told us it. It works in 45 seconds. These people admitted that they snuck in my home. And as I'd walk by a room, they'd reach out and inject me. And she didn't even remember being injected. And then I thought I got stung by a bee. You don't remember. And they think they're funny breaking in homes, injecting people, hiding in their homes. That's sick. I told you in 18, they said they had fake sodium pentothal reports. Then it was mind controlling drugs and amnesia drugs. They even told them that I would never remember. So yesterday, people were saying they used hypnotic drugs on her. She doesn't remember these people from before. They told you that in 18 and 19. God. And then there's some girl up there. She had her hair. She's not dressed like a hoochie mama. I never dress like a hoochie mama. And if I want to dress like a hoochie mama, I will. I'll cut my hair. I'll dress like a hoochie mama if I want to. As long as the essentials are covered, it's none of your damn business. When you learn you are not God and you are nothing but a radical, and it's none of your damn business what I do with my life, and learn your place. To fucking learn to mind your own business. And then was talking about the people that were sending out emails to those churches. A lot of them, she's old enough to be their grandmother. I know you send out those emails to those churches. And they ought to be ashamed. Like a guy said he was going to be joining ICE. And these so-called religious groups helping out. And the people that are doing this, they hired a lot of illegals to help human traffic people. And they ought to be ashamed helping out. They help sell people. Well, that Michelle, Mary's niece, where she told people she was retired Judge Pete's daughter, that she's FBI agent Will's daughter. She's nothing but Mary's niece, a drug dealer's daughter, lying to everybody. She is like Jezebel, reincarnated, with a great whore of the Bible that everybody follows. It's mindless boobs. I have never seen such retardation in my like in the water of stupid people. The cartel called people idiot people and low IQ people helping out in this. They're mindless, controlled people. You know, churches were only supposed to be there to gather to worship God. And then churches were helping communities. When a church controls your daily life, and they're in your home all the time, that's an occult. Because otherwise, besides them doing something good for the community, they wouldn't be in your home 24/7, controlling you. That's an occult. Then I had people of, where that real pretty Michelle with the long blonde hair, boy, did she tell on them for what they were doing. Well, nobody thought it was funny. It's just Katie's family trying to steal everything. Then I had two guys. One guy said, well, I listened to her when she said what Dave said when he came home, when I how bad he assaulted me years ago. He said she didn't know he was already dating. I know the Apostolic Church, I found out. You know what their logo is? Your wife doesn't attend here. We'll prostitute out our women to you. You date whoever you want. Your wife will never know. We have people to kill her. We have people to drug her up and frame her. Photoshop thing. We can bash in her head, have her raped and tortured. And if she lives, we'll make sure that you get everything. We got people like they're the new mafia. Think about that one. It's what people are helping. And they sell kiddie porn, little kids going potty, having people human trafficked. Then their family members sell actually human traffic people to pay off drug debts. Real good religion, huh? They told people back in March of 23 they were using the case to human traffic to trick people to show up so they could pick out which ones they want to sell. Okay. Now, then there was some other guy with the guy I was talking about that he listened to me. Said, well, I stopped listening to Karen because she rambles times and dates I already know. And if you already know, why haven't you fucking done something about this? Why haven't you? I was found innocent of everything in 18. Because what did that investigator say in, July 26th, 24th, 25th, or 26th in Walmart 62? That my whole family spoke highly of me and interviewed John years ago. That nothing bad happened to him. The one that said no one could ever say anything bad about me. The one that asked me years later to be a reliable name on a court record to watch his kids and pleaded with me, but I was working 2 jobs. And to pick his kids up from school and be a reliable name on a court record. That his ex-wife was in it with my ex and his girlfriend, running a scam on me to extort money from the government. And they're funny, drugging me up and telling me to say horrible stuff. They thought they were real fucking funny. Photoshop washing. I think the FBI would fall for it. And fake dirty doctors breaking HIPAA. My God. Bunch of retards. They don't know one law from anything. They don't know. They're low educated. Occult people. Right to privacy. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements in a court order. It's the 4th Amendment. 5th and 6th. HIPAA violations. Your doctors. Now think of this. They're walking into an FBI office, telling people they're legally monitoring me, stalking tapes, felony invasion of privacy, confessing to 7 to 15 years, photoshopped washing. They have fake sodium pentothal reports. No course confession is admissible. You drug somebody, it's pharmaceutical torture. Drug charges, kidnapping. Does an FBI agent know about hypnotic drugs, amnesia drugs? Absolutely. Drug confessions. Drugged and told to say stuff. And then they're so stupid. They don't know what HIPAA is. No doctor can talk about you without your consent. It's a 10-year sentence. They could never be with them. It's a federal crime. They cannot release your medical records. Hmm. They couldn't know anything. It's a ridiculous scam. My one boss is owner of our company, and his sister is a judge. And when I said they had a dirty doctor supposed to be with him, he said that's totally illegal. Federal crimes. Dirty doctor scam would get him 35 years minimum. Federal. They're so stupid. Did that agent know that? Yeah. Did they know that it was not one of my doctors? Absolutely. Because no doctor of mine could ever be with them. But, they're sick bitch move. Where that agent said, well, I bet you're going to say you didn't know anything about this doctor, psychiatrist, for a sexual disorder while your brother. That's disgusting. It's not my doctor. Then I thought, some other lady used my insurance. I wonder if it's her. It's trying to put rationality to insanity when it's just a scam. And they admitted in 18 the doctor wasn't one of mine. Worked for the Florida Drug Cartel. By 19, I never met him in person. So where that Michelle's telling on all of them since last year, the one with the long blonde hair, because there's a couple of Michelle's involved in this, that the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they had lied. She actually don't know who he is. That's sick and disgusting. I've never seen a psychiatrist for sexual disorder, and I never wanted my brother. And then them drugging me up and telling me say horrible stuff, trying to make it out that I'm a dirty person, and I'm not. My kids' pediatrician, Dr. Haven, verified my kids were never abused, ever. And they were well taken care of. You can't just roofie someone and tell them to say something horrible, and then, they'll verify it. You actually have to have proof. You have to have black and blue marks. You have to have medical treatment. And my kids went to the doctor every few months as they were going up yearly checkup. And with going to church, people had colds, they had flus. Being boys, they would have scrapes or this or that. They seen the doctor at least 3 or 4 times a year. Their whole life, till they were 18. Think about this. And there's never, and people that are abused, look down, they're quiet, they're withdrawn. Since my kids seen Dr. Haven since they were born, they go in, be like catching up with a new old friend. Hi, how you doing? Guess what? And they're happy, smiling, normal children. Like you said, there was never any sign of any abuse, and they were very well taken care of. And they just thought if they made me out to be a dirty person, they could kill me in front of society, do the Charles Manson thing, and have other people kill me for them. Because, society's a bunch of retards. It's like the Salem witch hunts, where they used to burn people at stakes, tar them, and people would run around yelling witch and lie on people, and have people killed they just didn't like. And the person didn't do anything wrong. I thought we were smarter than the 1600s. We're 600 years later. Then if you go into Melissa trying to help Katie's family member, Auntie Michelle, the drug dealer, daughter, the one that admitted September 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning, this whole thing was her family's debt to drug dealers, and that they even human traffic people. She helps sell women and children for sex slaves. Katie's family. The one they're doing this for. A human trafficker that's playing everybody. Okay. And they had all this done to me so it was their family's debt to drug dealers so they could come up with money to pay them back. She even confessed to that. Okay. So Melissa's mean games and pretend from her kids. So Auntie Shouking at the house, and those two guys walking around saying that they work for the drug lords. Melissa's willing to have the kids lie to help us get away with this. You're kidding. No, I told them to say, beep, 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 and they're laughing. Well, they got the police and the feds' attention. They start following her around. They caught her telling the kids to lie. And on Thanksgiving of 18, on a legally bought house, that they wanted the house for that drug addict, human trafficking Auntie Show and Pebble. Then later on the floor, they were making up games of pretend. Laughing section. Okay. When I asked John what was going on, he didn't know. And Melissa would just have her kids and the church people make up something, but don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. Just be made up because of the divorce. Totally defends me several times. He's the one that asked me to babysit his kids a few years later when she pulled the mean stunt on him by hiding in his house, lunging at him. So he startled and shoved her, and then had him arrested for domestic violence. That's not domestic violence. And he lost his kids, and a year later he asked me to watch his kids as a reliable name to be on a court record, to pick them up. Because they were Melissa's mean games that pretend, Melissa's lies, as people put them, asked me to be on a court record as a reliable name to pick those kids up. After school, I didn't get off the first job, let alone the second job. I felt horrible. I couldn't help him. But one of my jobs, I only made $10 an hour. I barely made it. Barely. Okay? He ended up moving to Florida years ago, remarried, started his own church. I'm very proud of him. Okay? I found out June 13th, 14th last year, they were having somebody impersonate him, asking people to hurt me. My son would never be part of having his mother drug beat and raped for Katie's family member to pay off a drug debt and help human traffic people and try to have his mother murdered for Katie's family drug debt. And that's what this is about. Tricking all these church people to help pay off a drug debt to human traffickers, ones that are actually human trafficking people. Now, does that make you nauseous or what? When they found out they had somebody impersonating him, nobody found this funny. Then Melissa's mean joke she made up. Now I want you to think about this. If you are claiming your child got hurt, what do? You rush it to the hospital. Treatment, pictures of injuries, police are called. Then they have to get physical evidence that someone or an animal bit them, or something. It has to be an animal or a person. Physical evidence that person or animal. Like I had a dog bite. I had, like, an impersonal attorney said, you have to have proof of injuries. You have to have pictures of injuries. You have to have a hospital report that matches the pictures of injuries. You have to have a treatment for it. You had to have a police report. We had to have a dog bite warden report. And I had to have physical evidence. I could tell them I had a witness. That's not good enough. I had to have the dog's DNA on my coat where it latched on my arm. You don't have that, you don't have anything. Okay. All they have is her saying it because they're mean jokes. And then you got to think, you're saying your kid got hurt, you didn't rush it to the hospital. There's no proof of any injury, no hospital treatment, no nothing. Twilight Zone, nothing. Then as if you wouldn't rush them to the hospital, as if they wouldn't take pictures of injuries, as if there wouldn't be a treatment for injuries, as if they wouldn't call the police, as if there wouldn't be a police investigation. They have physical evidence the person did it, or whatever. Think about that. There's nothing. because they were mean jokes. Made up in front of the police and the FBI on Thanksgiving 18. And they taped them on Thanksgiving of 18. They made everything up. There were games that pretend. That's why Flora, my other granddaughter, was laughing. October 23rd, 2019, of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games that pretend. I would have spanked them all. And I don't care if they liked the crackhead human trafficker better. Mary's niece better. You don't do that. You don't do that. Have your kids lie. And their scenario, what? They didn't know what to do. They sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. Yeah, right, you go to jail as an accessory if something actually happened. They're so stupid, it makes me sick. Right after Thanksgiving of 18, the police had a huddle in the front of Walmart. Why are they having those kids make that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house, that's it. Whole family spoke highly of her. And Melissa's so stupid, she made everything up when you were fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid, she didn't check where you were. January 12th, 22, 4:55 p.m., Officer John stops men at the door where those kids get taped stating they made everything up. The Maslin police, they're documented me games that pretend she never hurt anyone. Stark County Sheriff's in May of 21, if Curtis found out those kids are lying, he's long. October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank, they're talking about that girl lying again. And my one client I was with went, who's that crazy Melissa? They all talk about lying everywhere we go. It's like the ex-husband's girlfriend was with my ex-daughter-in-law. Or my ex-daughter-in-law friends with my ex-husband's girlfriend at the kids' makeups. I mean, games that pretend on Thanksgiving 18. He said it's been years and they're still talking about that girl lying everywhere we go. They used to scream about Melissa's lies on Louisville Street in Canton. They talked about her lying in Alliance on the strip in North Canton. They released Thanksgiving of 18 where John defended me that Melissa just have him make it up because of the divorce and that you're going to be moving out. And she'll have her church people make up something too, but don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody can say anything bad about you. And the kids in the basement laughing how they wanted the house for Auntie Show and Papa. Then later on the floor, they were making everything up. They were games of pretend. They told in Louisville on North Chapel Street, the apartment before where I lived, apartment building before a second close to the fence, there was lady and little girls. They told them they were lying. And they were outside laughing about it. They told all kinds of people they were lying. They're documenting me jobs. But what do? They tell people, help steal for us. Why would you help steal for liars? You don't. And then she needs arrested where Officer Mark said she could go to jail for this. Melissa for involving herself with this. Hate to arrest her, kids are little. We'll just write it up. Her and the kids were showing off for Dave and his girlfriend. Do you know if you have your kids pretend something happened to them and nothing did to extort money or get someone in trouble, it's a 20-year sentence. Extortion. Under child abuse because she's warping their little minds. Then you got to think you're trying to say your kid got hurt and you didn't take it to the hospital. There's no pictures of injuries and there's no police report and no police investigation. It's just you saying it. You go to jail for that one. Some heavyset white man showed up last year and said her ex-daughter-in-law was running around telling people something happened to her kid. I looked her up. There's no hospital report. There's no pictures of injuries. There's no police report. It's just her saying it. Nobody said a word to her. Well, it's because they're mean jokes. They're just trying to extort money out of the government. She's going to end up in jail for this. Absolutely. Trying to help Mary's drug addict niece. Trying to steal from the government. They admitted years ago From the beginning of the case, they said they were using me as a pawn, and I didn't know what was going on. It's so funny she doesn't know. Oh, we drugged her and told her scene before. Oh, we photoshopped that shower scene in the other room to make her look weird with herself. We framed her before. They, like I said, they admitted in 18 and 19 the doctor wasn't one of mine. Worked for them. That he had never even met me in person. 19, they said the doctor that's doing this is outside the food court, like to meet you in person. Oh, hell no. They said he was kidnapping people and taking them forward and keep them in little rooms running experiments around the other way. I'm nobody's fool. Ain't me and that bastard. Jack the Ripper? Seriously. And then last year, the doctor from before was not one of hers, worse for them, and they had lied. Of course they lied. It's HIPAA, you retards. No doctor can talk about you without your permission. It is a 10-year sentence. They cannot be in it with an call saying they're trying to kill you. That's an accessory to attempted murder. Having you drugged, being raped, it's an accessory to human trafficking. And then a fraud scheme on this person. They cannot release your information to the public. They can't talk about you with other people. Those are 10-year sentences each. Federal prison. And then they're in it with people trying to kill you and human trafficking you. You didn't think it wasn't a fraud scheme? Are you some kind of retard? And they kept saying that I didn't know what they were doing. And they came out in 22 that they set up that agent to be arrested. They were exposing corrupt law enforcement in this area. And that by 19 they were looking for legal loopholes. That he told on me before he talked to me for calling the FBI hotline. That he didn't pay me. He bullied me on the phone. By 22 they were going to go after him to be arrested. That they were going to have the case thrown out because he defrauded me. He told on her. He bullied her. He threatened her. He don't have the authority to tell people that they can't say anything. He's already told. And then he opened that case and took the money. He defrauded her the whole time. He had no legal right around her. We're going to have the surveillance thrown out. We'll have every drug dealer released. Then we're going to sue the government for millions of dollars for false arrest. And they announced it again last year, and now they're actually doing it. They are sending emails out of, you say you're lying, I'll arrest you. You say you're lying, or I'll put you in jail. You hear me, I'll come up and arrest you. It's like, fine, whatever. They're sending it out to get him arrested. They're going after that agent. There's something about it, Agent John. They think you'd rather settle your life in federal prison, let thousands of serial killers out, before you would defend me and pay me. They called you a fool. June 7th, 23, how they fooled you, mocking you with their stunner tapes before. They called you a coward. August 5th, 25, as if you didn't know they used hypnotic drugs. They called you a coward. And now they're coming for you. And witnessing to investigators, they paid them off to do this. And that there's something that they think you'd go to jail before you'd pay me and stick up for your own case against the cartel. What is it that they have on you that they think that they can railroad you into prison? See, that's where these people, investigators said that they thought they could just railroad Karen. They thought they could just burn a fraud scheme on me and the cops would arrest them. You know, they even used to laugh at me in 19. If it was anybody else, they'd be in jail on crimes they didn't commit, and they almost got away with it till they started bragging. But what is it? December 1st, 25. The pretty Michelle with the long hair told an investigator came in. Michelle told me that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved, and that the doctor from before is not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied that he was one of her doctors. She actually don't know who he is. It's HIPAA, honey. No doctor could ever be with him. It's insanity. Think about it. And that guy, Pete, that's running his mouth about her, it's just some guy Dave hired on his own, too, and she don't even know who he is. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. She has no memory of these people. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but a shower scene in the other room. They photoshopped it, and they photoshopped everything. It was just a scam to extort money from the government. They thought they could run this big scam on me, scare me into calling the FBI. They go in with their big scam of a dirty doctor from before, taping her unaware, confessing a crime, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. There's 35 years in that statement. They're so dumb. They don't know the law. Dave told Danny, April 16th, 23, I heard him across the parking lot. I finally went to Dad, asked him what on earth is going on. He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. Was Pete and his men in her home before Pete has her frame, Pete has her tape, the filthy, dirty statement. Just some guy Dave hired. Found out he's a drug dealer and they call him a serial rapist. I've never met him in person. I don't even know what he looks like, and I'd like to know what he looks like, the person that was harming me. The black and blue marks, my damaged intestines, person that had me tortured. I'd like to meet him in person. I'd like to see what my rapist looks like. It's just some guy Dave hired. Not a dirty doctor. They changed it. Starting to get the idea where they said everything is a lie, everything is a scam. They thought they could scare me into calling the FBI. They go in there and scam that agent to open up a fraud scheme against me. A fraud case. That, open the case, you'll get her under police surveillance. No, I take an idiot to fall for it. Right to privacy of your home. Anything's photoshoppable. It's digital. They're admitting to using fake sodium, pentothal reports, hypnotic drugs, and told us if they know about those drugs, you're sleepwalking. And they know HIPAA violations. Then none of my doctors could be with them. And then think how untrustworthy they are. They're in it with people saying they're trying to kill you because some idiot called you a faker 15 years ago. And some fat girl said that you threatened her, you hadn't talked to her in 7 years, you only said hi 7 years before that. Have nothing to do with it, and they're just lying. And they think they can just make up pathetic excuses and have somebody drug beat and raped and murdered. They take the law in their own hands, and like a federal agent would go along with it. For Nicole to kill someone. Open a fraud case, tell on her, leave her there, take her money. They're tricking this agent into open up a fraud case with legal place surveillance, and then here it's the human traffickers, part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. Those big drug dealers showed up were probably the people they owed money to, where they'd walk around me to learn not to spend another man's money. And then we ducked them. Oh yeah. Or they were in debt to drug dealers. September 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, some biker was outside my work screaming at her. The guy's running in said, no one's to say a word to her again in her life. They found out this whole thing was your family's debt to drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes. Does she know who you are? No, I don't want her to know. She don't even know you, and you had her skull bashed and her raped and tortured because your family's in debt to drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. I listened to January 13th, 23, her friend Matt talking. How drug dealers were threatening that agent's life because they thought he let those people be human trafficked. Was your family letting them to be human trafficked? Yes. Your family human trafficked people because you were in debt to drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. She's not sorry. Was your family that inside of her new husband's family to take everything and to go and turn on him? Yes, but I really wanted that farm. I listened to September 23, the original cartel that did this. Admitted they photoshopped everything. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know that they confronted her ex-husband if he knew everything was a medication or medical malpractice and fraud? Yes. Did you know that they um, encouraged them to sue those doctors for years? Yes. Get the idea. Then if you take January 1926, Henry Moffitt joking around the car with Carl. And he comes in, he said, I'm the one that got a hold of her online. I thought you look like that picture from 18, guy from Instagram. I think you're beautiful. Something about Love on the Beach, I don't know from Adam. Just a couple weird messages. And he said, I proved to her ex-husband she was cheating. That's not cheating, that's you being weird. I told all men she's not good enough for another man. Like, fuck you. Glad I never met her in person. I thought you would have got a pity date. And he said, I'm the one that told her new husband's family that I'd steal everything from him. Well, what that girl say was her family. So he's Michelle's dad. And I'd steal everything, found out her new husband's son was down there vandalized and stuff on that front home. Stay out of it. I'd steal everything for him. I found out that other Michelle is telling on us for what we're doing. Oh, thank you for confessing that this whole thing is a scam to extort money from the government. Yeah. Then he said, I have a judge's friend that'll enter the tape of word with yourself, the shower scene in the other room, the drug confessions in court. Have everything signed over a test. Well, the FBI is busy with Minnesota. And I'll steal all the cases' money and be long gone and pull a fast one on the FBI. I thought, no, you won't. I wrote the president and I wrote the FBI internal affairs. You didn't get nothing, you stupid bitch. Now, this is just they were trying to pull a fast one on the FBI and everybody in this area. And it's just Katie's family. Her mother, Mary's niece. Henry Moffitt is her dad, Will Guy. He's not an attorney for children. They're lying. They're stealing from the government and trying to trick everybody into helping. Get the idea? They admitted to human trafficking people, selling women and children. And they're trying to get the serial killers released so they can sue the government for millions of dollars because they owe those people money. It's probably the only reason why they haven't took them out themselves, for those people being arrested for helping out in this. Now, the big drug dealers are probably the ones they owed. Why they showed up here and tried to help run that con. Instead, they ended up in jail. Now they're trying to get them released so that they can sue the government for false arrest under fraud. That's what all this is about. Everybody turned them in. They admitted to selling women and children for a drug debt. And this whole thing is nothing but a drug debt. Now, Agent John, you knew that, right? You got your facts straight, right? Right? When you were defrauding me, you were mocking me. That this whole thing was a scam to get you arrested. That they were going to take out an FBI agent. And then they were going to sue that PI for millions of extorted dollars of money for false arrest under fraud. That's what their whole plan was. Everybody's been talking. Nobody thinks it's funny when it's Katie's family trying to steal everything. And they're trying to steal from the government. And that's what all this was about. I told you, Strange hated the government. I was found innocent of everything in 18. You knew that, right? The whole family defended me. The other ones got tape saying they made everything up. And like Officer Mark said, we always knew it wasn't one of Kieran's doctors. None of Kieran's doctors could ever be with them. It's HIPAA. Dear God, a Jack the Ripper rapist doctor, it'd be time for a new doctor. It's not my doctor. They already confessed and confessed and confessed, and it was just a scam to extort money from the government to trick you. What are you going to do about it, Agent John? They're testifying against you to investigators that you took a payoff. Where you bullied on me on the phone, they're sending you out to police departments so somebody arrests you. You better make your decisions fast, honey. Because this is not of my doing, but theirs. I'm just another one of their victims. Nobody helped out Katie's family trying to steal from the government. And they've even sold children. So when they send these emails out to religious groups, it's a human trafficker playing you. Turn them in. Haven't you guys learned about online predators? I'm going to upload this.